And now, News 4 Sports with Sports Director Briana Jump.
Year 9 for Stephen Kilcrease with the Ayrton Purple Cats. A bit of the football team returns to the Fall State Baseball Champions, so there's no question when it comes to athleticism. Kinsley, I'm still waiting for Coach Saban to pull a Tom Brady and tell us he'll be back in a few weeks. 6 national titles at the University of Alabama, 7 total, 12 conference titles and 19 bowl game wins. But at the great age of 72, Coach Saban says he is hanging it up. I know that Cadillac Williams obviously not there anymore, but he was a big part of the recruiting. I mean, we saw him on the Elba sidelines quite a few times last season, but talk a little bit about some of the things that he kind of poured into you, before he even left to go to the NFL. You had one heck of a basketball season last year. I mean, we felt like we heard your name called in some type of award every other week. What are you doing different, this time around in this school season? Third question, this is a difficult one. Transfer portal or NIL?
NIL.
Wow, shocking.
Yeah,
it may not seem like it now if you're new to Abbeville, but just years ago, this city held some of the most enjoyable basketball games in the entire country. 2 names that will instantly be dropped when you ask about the history of Yellow Jackets basketball are Dexter and Greg Grimsley.
Back in Browntown, we played basketball on the dirt court, and the whole community would come around. If you're going to play, you better come to play. If not, you were going to get knocked off.
You look back over the years, and Abbeville is still strong, and we're still trying to get back to where we came from.
Back to where we came from means when he and his brother had the bleachers full to capacity, knocking off the larger teams just down the road in the Wiregrass.
I really can't speak on basketball without mentioning my mama. She put that drive in me. She always told me one thing: son, if you want to do it, do it. If not, step out the way.
Combined, the Grimsley brothers were all-state and all-tournament 8 times and part of a 7-year area championship run with the Yellow Jackets. The good times didn't stop when they got to college.
Oh boy, college was an experience at the time. Glad to have an opportunity to still hold records at my university and inducted into the Hall of Fame there. It would have never been available to me if I didn't have the work ethic that I learned here while I was at Abbeville High School.
Dexter attended Northwestern State, where he ranks top of the block shots, scoring, rebounds, and steals list. That came after he averaged 18 points and 13 rebounds as a Yellow Jacket, leading them to a 28-5 season and state championship appearance. Greg attended the University of North Alabama following his time with Pensacola Junior College, where he won a state championship in his first year. As a Lion, he too led them in block shots, rebounds, and scoring. Greg was a 2-time 4A Player of the Year and 2-time Super 5 player in the early 90s.
The coach looked at me and said, "Man, where did you come from? I've never seen an athlete in this much condition." He said, "Who's your coach?" I said, "Coach Mose Knight." From that day on, I was always first in whatever I did.
A story difficult to forget, Dexter actually went head-to-head with legendary NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, holding him to just 12 points and 7 rebounds while they were freshmen. The LSU Tigers were the number 8 team in the country at the time.
Well, Shaq was huge, Shaq was big, but a lot of people don't realize there was 3 7-footers on that team. There was Shaq's lowest scoring total that night, and there was Shaq's lowest rebounding that night.
With the amount of talent, grit, and determination both Greg and Dexter had the chance to go anywhere. Instead, they came home. Dexter served as Alabama State representative for more than 10 years. Greg ran for mayor of Abbeville and landed a runoff with current Mayor Jim Money. But arguably, one of their favorite jobs is serving as head and assistant coach for the very same team they once were part of.
If I was going to coach at Abbeville, there's nobody else out there rather have me to help coach than my brother Greg, so that was a no-brainer.
Dexter called me and said, "I got the job at Abbeville." I said, "Doing what?" He said, "Coaching Abbeville High School. Are you going to help me?" I said, "Man, yes, of course."
I asked, when people speak of the Grimsley family, but specifically these 2 brothers, what do they want people to say?
Person that gave it all, did everything for the sport, never cheated the sport.
All I want to do is to do what's right. If you do what's right, at the end result, it's going to always be positive.